Could you guys first of all introduce yourselves, please?
Hi, it's Nate Mendel, bass player.
Taylor Hawkins, drummer.
You guys on tour here now, and the tour's finally ending, right, somehow?
We got another week. It's been about 5, or been about 4. One more.
How's it been?
It's been really amazing. It's the biggest tour we've ever done. It's been super long, the biggest shows, kind of a surprise. It was huge over in England. The first show we did was the biggest one, 15,000 people. And normally it would take us about 12 shows to do that many, so
how come you guys are exploding so fast then?
I don't know. No clue. I mean, I think that it's just been a build-up of just coming back every year. I think Reading had something to do with it. I like to think that our new record had something to do with it, but I don't know. The tickets kind of, I think, were on sale before that.
Well, probably the new record has something to do with it because it's exploding in Holland as well. You guys already sold 20,000 copies beyond in Holland, which is quite a lot.
Is that a lot in Holland?
Yeah. It's gold. 40,000 records is gold in Holland, so that's pretty good.
On our way, yeah. Huh?
The album is, of course, really good. I like it a lot. Yet, to me, when I first heard it, it was like, well, this is by far the least commercial record Foo Fighters issued until now. So I was...
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that to a certain degree. It's less pop, in a way. I mean, less catchy right off the bat. I mean, I like to think that it's they're the kind of songs that take a little while to grow on you, and then once you like them, then you really like them. Whereas, like, maybe you Learn to Fly right off the bat, but after a while you get sick of fucking hearing that song.
Either that or you just never end up liking it.
Yeah, you know, I met somebody yesterday in Germany, and he didn't think it really rated up to... You know, some people don't like it. I mean, in Kerrang we got a horrible review. The guy said it was nowhere near as good as any of our last records. So, I mean, it's different. I think it is different. I think it's really drastically different, but I sometimes feel like that's just because I'm inside the bubble side point of view. They're all not quite as different as I think they are.
So from your inside point of view, what's so drastically different?
Well, it's definitely different than the last record. The last record had a lot more space. You know, the songs were slower. It was less heavy. And this record's a lot more aggressive and heavier and more raw, really.
A lot of people who were listening to the album first, when I talked to them, they were like, well, you can definitely notice that Dave played in the Queens of the Stone Age, that he toured with them, and that sound really came through in Foo Fighters. Would you agree with that?
Well, I think, first of all, you find what you're looking for. I mean, that's kind of an obvious thing, but I see just a little bit of it, just tiny little influences, and I think that's cool, you know?
Just as much of a Rush influence as I do a Queens of the Stone Age influence, as I do a Pixies influence, as I do a Beatles influence, as I do a Black Sabbath influence. And funny thing, all those bands influenced Queens of the Stone Age too. So, you know, there may be a few little things, you know, that were directly sort of influenced, maybe some of the background vocals on some things, because we did do a lot more backgrounds on this record. And that's a good thing, though. I mean, you know, it's good to pick up stuff. They're a great band, you know.
It surprised me that you mentioned Rush, because I was like, when I was listening to them, I was like, well, there's some Rush in here, but, I mean, you don't...
It's not outwardly, like, it's not like we're just trying to rewrite Tom Sawyer or anything like that. I mean, we like Rush as sort of a guilty pleasure. You know, I mean, we don't sit around and listen to Rush, like, seriously. I respect them as musicians and everything, but, like, we get the joke, too, you know. But at the same time, you know, the music got more complex. And me and Dave love to sit around and jam Rush licks together. And Nate can't probably stand Rush that much.
I don't know. There's some pretty cool bass there. I just don't know the songs.
Nate's actually starting to become more into some of the bullshit that me and Dave always liked, too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such a wide variety of what we listen to. I mean, yeah, maybe Queens of the Stone Age had some tiny influence. But, you know, there's definitely nothing like Lonely As You on the Queens of the Stone Age record.
No, because when I was listening again and again to the records, to your record, I was like, well, actually, I don't really agree with the fact that it's the Queens of the Stone Age sound, because it's not.
I don't really agree that much either. I mean, the one thing that you mentioned, some of the background vocals in Low reminded us of Queens of the Stone Age a little bit. I mean, that's such a minute little thing. And if so, that's cool. I mean, because I think it's something interesting, something that the Foos... You know, either way you do things, any time you lift something slightly, because you're lifting everything to a certain degree. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just one big fucking garage sale as far as I see it, you know. You know, I think there's some bands that directly rip off other bands. But there's cool ways of picking up little influences. I mean, like, it's just rock and roll,
Talking about the album again, you guys recorded it in 12 or 14 days, I read on the web?
Well, eventually.